Welcome everybody to USL Live, Season 54, Week 2 Preview Edition and Week 1 Review. Tonight joining me on the booth, I have Mecca.
Howdy.
Draco.
You.
And the prediction Viking himself, Darth Execute.
What is up, Lockerheads? I have returned.
There it is. He is back. Alright guys, so we're going to do a quick review of Week 1's matches. There were 2 stat pads, well, kind of 3 stat pads, so I don't think it's going to take us much time to go over them. The first match of the night was Care Package over Click Clack Pow, 134-29. Your MVP was Jaguar. This was the game Bax was banned for. Mecca, go ahead, start us off.
Yeah, obviously not too much to say. It wasn't a very competitive match. I never thought I would say this, but Click Clack Pow missed backs in this one.
Yeah. Draco, what you got?
That's all I got to say.
Anything else?
Yeah, I would kind of repeat those sentiments. Yeah, without backs, it was pretty evident. Lots of struggle there, but there were some good points there. Lama played very well. Obviously, was like their best player. Jaeger, CT also in the mix there. They had a good play up north, good focus fire, but they did break 20 kills, so there's that. But yeah, I mean, Exodus is a ripper. Oh, that was terrifying. Ooh.
Yeah, Darth, did you watch this one?
Yeah, so this is one of the ones I saw, and it was just a complete R show. The R word, I don't know if you're allowed to say it anymore, but they got stuffed bad, and I just saw them getting crushed, and I thought there should be a mercy rule, because all it does is give people stat pads and make awards invalid, in my opinion, because they should be considered less when looking at the entirety of the season. They should be considered less when a match happens like this.
Well, let me just update you because I know you've been gone for a little bit. The awards, specifically for like Deadliest Marine or Top Medic, we only take account into the top 4, like the playoff squad stats. We don't look at the stats of the bottom 2.
Perfect. I've been asking for that for years.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still going to count towards like most kills or the kill threshold award, because
that's why I think there needs to be. That's why I still think there needs to be like a mercy rule, like in Little League, because like 100 kills, okay, but when it gets like 134, it's like, why are we even still here?
I know there was talk about it.
I was watching, and then all of a sudden, it blew apart, and then I'm like, what is going on? And then like 100. I don't even remember seeing many 134 kill games when I played. And I played for 20 years.
Yeah, no, I know there was talk amongst captains and staff, I believe, in regards to our mercy rule. That was shut down. But going back to the match, yeah, they definitely missed backs. I think I watched Noir run into like 6 Exodus laws plus 7 Ripper streams. So he was like first dead every fight, but I mean that was probably like his first time ever leading. So moving on to the next match, which was the 10-15, that was Do the Do over American Eagle. Mecca is one of the people that played in it. What'd you think?
Yeah, same idea. They obviously kept the score down a little bit compared to the first game, but it was still that bad. Not much to say. No real highlights from either team. We got a bunch of kills. They didn't. There was a few funny deaths when Eric and I both got RPG snipe comboed, and Trax had a big ego once he went sniper, but other than that, really not much to say.
All right. Draco is somebody that strategically missed this match.
Well, I had to work late, so but yeah, some notable things. Mecca, you're LMGing this season?
Yeah, I plan to. I mean, it's still pretty fucking overpowered, so might as well.
Yeah, it's true. Do you miss your laws though?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah,
Mecca's great with laws.
Yeah. And also mountain medding. That's pretty interesting too.
Yeah, that one honestly threw me through a loop as well. I'll be honest.
You were 1 kill away from a perfect. I mean, you were 1 death away from what I consider a perfect game. It's 20-0.
Yeah, he played well,
bro.
And I think on the Pisser had an amazing start too. He had an amazing game. I guess on the other side, Smackrock had a pretty decent game overall. He had 4K in healing compared to the other meds on American Eagle, which had a combined of 1,500 between I think Ava and that dude. So
is that the
good
real
job to
Smackrock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
He was always a good player, but he always liked to stay kind of like, in the mid-tier squads more, which to help them out. I like that.
Yeah,
But
he's
he's a
been
really good
doing.
player, and you can see that. You could see that in his medding and like the healing factor and stuff. So he's a guy to watch out for the rest of the season. Maybe he'll get on a better squad too.
No, I
I
don't
don't
think
think so
so.
though. He likes to stay on the weaker one.
I was gonna say for the last few seasons he's kind of stayed with the bottom tier squads. Did you watch this match at all, Darth?
I got like 5 minutes of it. But we got a squad battle, so I
Gotcha.
couldn't finish it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially the score just says it all. I
I
will.
could just I'm looking at the scores, and I see he did very well compared to everybody else on his team. So
I will say that Splitta got the Eric treatment, if you will. I think at one point, yeah, they only got 10 kills, so Splitta was a third of our deaths, essentially. Um, so there's that. I know Bowen was calling it out. I didn't give him any shit during the match. I did laugh when he caught the nade next to me, though. That was pretty funny.
oh, Splitta
Um,
is famous for losing to Uni in a duel. You remember that?
oh yeah,
For size?
Oh,
he
yeah.
he gets reminded like every few days about that. Um, moving on to the last match of the night, match of the week. Although it didn't really turn out that way. Bugs beats Dead Squad 74-36. I definitely thought that Dead Squad had an opportunity and a lot of missed chances to punish some really bad individual positioning within the fights. But
Well,
Mecca, I'll go ahead and let
I
you.
was in the chat. I was listening to the chat, and I could give some insight. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
not
go ahead.
very happy with what was going on. I just think, I think it was just too much like over talking and stuff, and a little bit of chaos in there and panicking, and like I know Big Bird thinks there was one play that really turned the tides, but I think overall, like if everybody would have played a little bit like more together, and there was less. Like it was very noisy in the chat. At least from what I remember, maybe I'm misremembering, but that's what I heard. I just think if there was more decisiveness, it could have been a closer match or even a win. But
Okay.
I just think there was just too much
Who
chaos going on.
who were since we got the inside scoop, who was causing the chaos
Uh,
in the comms?
I can't. No, it was not everybody. It was just like when there's just like a match where everyone, instead of being calm, and when the bad thing happens, everyone's just kind of like, oh, we need to do this.
Yeah, I got you.
But I
Yeah.
think overall, the leading it's because nobody's really been active on that team apparently. I don't know because I just came back, but they said that they haven't really been active either, that much. So I think it's just rust.
Okay.
So I think if they rematch this season, they might be a little closer. I don't know how we do it now, but
Yeah,
we
everybody
do
plays
two
each
games
other
versus each other
twice.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, I love that. Good.
Okay, Mecca, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm assuming it was Big Bird leading, but it just seems like it was a little unorganized, which you don't normally see out of a Big Bird and Man U squad. So I was a little shocked by that because I thought they were going to put up way more of a fight than they did, but it got pretty out of hand right around the halftime mark, and they kept making kind of the same mistakes over and over again. And the positioning, like they kept trying to go right of pig, which if you're on the right side, right of pig is just bad. Don't go there. If you lose the battle south, just go north, go mid. But I expect this to kind of be dynamic, and I think that by the end of the season, Dead Squad will look a hell of a lot better than they did. Or yeah, they'll look a hell of a lot better than they did today.
Okay. Draco.
Yeah, great. I think over the season, I think Death Squad will get a lot better. I think activity was a big factor here. I did expect a closer game. I think one of those moments was, I think there was a push down south near South Rocks with
Yep.
Bird's team, and that when they pushed in there and they just got completely slaughtered. I don't know why they pushed in there. I wasn't sure who made that call, but I think that was the turning point for the game. I know they had a really awkward opening because all the laws that I think it was like ESO and I think Cage shot off, and they just won the opening fight there. But I just feel
Oh,
like that one
there
right
was
there.
one. Speaking of that, sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah,
speaking of
no
that,
good.
there is one law that they've been making a big deal about on the Discord. Um, it killed Manu early, I believe,
Yeah,
and
I do have a
everybody's saying that
mailbag
everyone's like, "Oh, how the hell did that law kill him?" And
So
think
I have some insight on that. So apparently he started off with like 72 HP before the law hit, and then when the law hit initially, he went down to 8, and then the Shrap like finished him off basically. He had the ability, he had energy to heal himself, but it was like that last bit of Shrap got him. So
Yeah,
I think didn't he die again like the next battle really easily too, like 2 battles in a row. I might be misremembering.
I think that was more towards like the middle or kind of the end. I do remember when we were announcing like the energy bug that we were talking about. I think it was around that time. But go ahead, Draco, if you're.
Yeah, it was just kind of like an awkward. It just seemed too far away from the law to affect him that much to drop him like that much HP. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit out of it with the laws, but yeah, that felt like a little bit too much more damage. And then you had like ESO like pretty much tank a law near a tree. And I know how trees can be a little funny with laws at times, so I don't know if there's like a rework that needs to be or retool for laws. I don't know if that's a question that we have to answer today,
I will say this.
Let me wait.
Go
Wait, can I just cut in for a second? Okay, this has been something that's been irking me for 25 years, however long I've been playing Infantry. Champion eats laws more than anybody I've ever seen, and I don't know how he does it, but I swear to God, like even when I was on his squad, he ate them. So I want to know: is there something that somebody can do when the law hits to help you? Because he must be doing something like maybe knifing. I don't know.
I will say
I've
this.
literally, when I was on his squad, he ate them too.
It's a pro secret.
Yeah, no,
No,
I will say
swear,
this,
bro.
I will
Unless
say
he's
this.
pulling, is he pulling?
No. I do think I think it was Slob that mentioned it for a change. I do think the explosion of the law itself should be increased and the shrap damage decreased, because shrap definitely does a majority of the damage to most of the people versus the
100%.
actual explosion, which seems kind
100%
of
agree with that.
wrong.
Yeah,
I
you're
like
more
the
likely to
SL
die
laws
from.
the best. I like the
You're
SL
more-
laws where the scrap was slow but did a lot of damage. I think that would be better, so you can at least dodge it.
Yeah, because
Or at
right
least that's
now, like
style.
you can hit somebody on a rock with a law, and there's no guarantee that they're gonna die. But you can also
That's
get lucky, and it's like the strap seems like RNG at this point. You can like
Yeah.
be
I
not
think it
on
needs
the
to be
law, and it's gonna
more.
do more damage than if it's direct.
All right,
Which is
but
stupid.
let's get back to the topic. No, you're good. I will agree with Draco. You kind of stole what I was going to mention. That push south, it was so disorganized too, because it's like the three of them pushed in individually, and then all died individually, and then that stopped their momentum, because I think before that push they were starting to claw back in before or just after Fausto got subbed in for Cage, and then missed opportunities on punishing Chompy. One specific play that stood out was when they were fighting just outside of southeast mid rather. Chompy's way up there and nobody is focusing him. He doesn't have a medic with him. The medic's on Kaga, which is south and to the right of him, and nobody is focusing him out as a ranger. And he should have just got punished hard and just missed capitalization or missed opportunities to capitalize on individual mistakes from the other team. Just kept hurting them. But
Just a little bit more hesitation, you know.
Yeah. Moving on. Before we get into week 2's matches, we've had a lot of shakeup in the activity logs in regards to roster. We obviously have Darth coming back, joining Dead Squad. Negi, the god who shits
I might
wins,
leave it though.
joined Care Package. Drift, of all people, coming back as well, joining Dead Squad. Albert joins Do the Do. Abath leaves Care Package and joins Dead Squad. Spoils leaves Click Clack Pow, joins Care Package. Mercy leaves Dead Squad, joins Care Package. Apollo leaves Dead Squad, joins Care Package. Mecca, Draco, what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, definitely. I think Care Package needed another Marine. No shade to Jag or anybody, but to have another veteran Marine, because Ninja's never going to show, is never a bad thing. So I think Apollo's a good pickup. Swapping out Abath for Mercy, I think is. I think Mercy's a pretty good med. I think he might be better than Abath, but it's pretty close. So that's pretty much an even swap. Abath going to Dead Squad doesn't make sense since they already have 2 medics there.
Yeah, they already had like
understand that move.
the best med duo that we talked about in the preview show, right? Unless Manu plans on switching to Marine.
I heard there was I'm not going to say who, but I heard there was some drama on care package last night that caused Abbott to leave. They lost a few SBs to us on do and I don't know. I heard there was some infighting there, so I think that's probably the motivation.
Mm.
Whether he plays or not, I don't know. I know Manu has recently he's been more reliable. In the past, he's missed a few games, so it doesn't hurt to have a med, especially if you're losing Mercy to have a third med, SBs and everything. So, and Stabby, I never know when he's going to be on WoW or Valheim or whatever.
Yeah.
Show up late, so it's never bad to have a third med.
Dead
so
Squad is
definitely
always
get
on
play time.
Valheim, no matter what. By the way,
Yeah, exactly.
I will say this though.
Non-stop.
You mentioned we talked about this in the preview show too. I would say Apollo is your medic and you have Mercy as your other Marine.
Yeah,
over Jag because of the whole healing factor that we mentioned in the preview show, right? Like his heals seem to lag more than all the other meds and they just don't register. So I think you let him take that Marine spot. And Apollo showed last season that when he came in and meted, he was fine. So I think that's what they do.
Steady med is never bad.
Nope. Draco, what are your thoughts on some of this roster shakeup?
That's pretty great. Welcome back, Driftwood. Like Albert joining Do the Do, great Marine to join that squad. Care package, they have a lot more depth now, so that's really good. Their bench is really solid. And really good, solid movements, I think. I think we're going to see a lot more of this throughout the season as we move forward.
Darth, I'd ask you, but I think the only people you really know on this is yourself, Drift, and Apollo.
I know everybody. What are you talking about?
Yeah. All right. So.
Oh, really? I know Ender. Iceman.
I mean,
Lucifer,
I'm
Pandy,
talking about the people that just changed squads on that list we just went from off. Yeah. All right. So we'll go into week 2 matches. You're good. So. This I'm putting this match first because it's the only unscheduled match, and I'm assuming it's going to be the first match based off time slots available. So it's probably going to be the 9:30 match, Do the Do versus Care Package. Mecca is a member of the team. What are your thoughts on this match?
I think we win this. No matter what side, it's going to be a little tougher if they have left. And Pister always lets the other captain coin flip and always loses, so I'm not sure why he doesn't do his own coin flips, but chances are Care Package is going to get the coin flip win and take left side. I mean, like I said, I still think we win either way. It's going to be a competitive match. I'd like to see some of the new. I don't know how Pister feels about it, but I would like to allow them NTs so they can use all their players. I don't want to beat a squad at half power. So hopefully we allow NTs and let them all play. But I think we just have too much firepower. Our bench is so incredibly deep, especially with the addition of Albert now too, which was kind of a unwelcome or a welcome surprise.
No. You meant unwelcomed. It's okay.
100%.
Get out of here.
100%.
But yeah, no, it's kind of crazy the depth that Do has now. I mean, half the people that are going to end up benching, which no, I'm not going to comment because I don't know who's going to end up benching, but could start on pretty much every squad in the league.
Your bench can probably beat half the squads in the league.
That's what I mean. Like we could run a second squad and maybe get second or third place, probably third. But yeah, anyways, so we'll see how this game goes. I expect this to kind of go like the OFB game did last year, where we think it's a competitive match, and I think we're just going to get the lead early and just really punish them and kind of go all out on them. Just because that's kind of what we do during the season. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to predict that Do the Do wins by about 30-35.
All right, Draco.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an action-packed match for sure. I think, I'm really interested to see how Axis plays on a higher tier squad now. Be really interesting to see if he'll play Ripper or LMG, but I don't think he'll play LMG, but Ripper for sure. But I think overall, I think it's going to come down to leadership and just I feel like Do the Do's leadership is a lot more stronger, a lot more cohesiveness since they played a lot. They played more together over the years and seasons. So I feel like I give the edge to Do the Do, but there is a chance here for Care Package if they play smart that they win. If Ninja shows up, that's a huge factor. But I think I give the edge to do here. We'll just say, I don't know, maybe 60, maybe 60-40.
Okay. Darth, what do you think?
The prediction Viking got this one. I just need to know who leads care package.
League.
League.
Who's song
Leo.
leads? Okay.
Bill.
So care package is going to lose, even though they have a very good squad. I don't know how good Leak is of a leader, but the experience is definitely not on his side with that because I remember him not leading 4 years ago. And whoever the hell is leading on what's your squad name?
Do the
Do.
Do the do. Anybody who's leading on that squad has way more than 4 years of experience. So it comes down to that. But I think if Leak keeps up with leading and everything in the future, he'll be much better. And I think he has a very good squad. They will be probably competitive. I can see this being like, I think Do the Dude's going to probably wreck a little bit at some point because there's going to be infighting if you look at a lot of the people on their package, at least how it used to be. There's probably going to be a little bit of infighting, and I think it might get a little out of control. I think Care Package is going to get 32 kills, and Do the Do is going to be 63.
Okay.
So yeah, Do the Do takes it
I mean,
because of experience.
I'm not one to like look at regular week SBs and see that carry into normal matches, right? Because everybody plays different during the week. But if we can fuck around and still fuck them up during the week, it's not a good sign. Exodus should not rip against us. He needs to be able to be mobile because he's not going to be effective as a ripper. Because unlike Click Clack Pow, if he stops to shoot, everybody's going to be focusing him. So he better not rip. I think. Go ahead.
So Sabo comes off LMG.
No, I think Sabo stays LMG. I think they're comfortable with Sabo playing LMG over Exodus. I think Exodus just plays Marine. He still got very good law snipes, Exodus, as he showed on against Noir.
Oh yeah.
So I think Axie plays Marine. But I think roughly around 30 kills for them is pretty accurate. I think we get around 70 to 80. Moving on to the next match, we have Click Clack Pow versus Bugs at 10-15. Bugs won the coin toss. I don't see anything about side selection yet. But Mecca, take it away.
I'm sure they'll take left side. Bugs won. Most people do. Not much to say about this game. The return of apparent Bax is telling me he deferred, so they didn't. They won and deferred the coin selection because I mean it's kind of smart on EC because EC is kind of neutral compared to other maps. So,
I
but yeah,
disagree.
Bugs will take left. I mean compared to like KR, it's way more neutral.
Yeah, Titan is so much better. Yeah.
But this is gonna be a blowout again. I expect this to be another 100 kill loss. You might see Bax get some snipes, but I don't really think snipes are good on this map, and which is kind of why Bax has been bitching all week about having 4 games on it, which rightfully so. We shouldn't have 4 on one map, 2 on one, 2 on the other. But yeah, this is just not going to be pretty. I predict that I'm going to say 102-28 Bugs.
Okay, Draco.
Yeah, probably a similar score line here. It's going to be a complete wipe for the most part. Probably be like maybe even closer to 120. But there's chances for CCP to kind of work on some chemistry here, work with Bax and the sniper. I expect Llama and CT to probably clean up some kills. Maybe Bax can like call that out and they can focus fire on those players that he hits. So there's that opportunity for them, but I just don't see them, getting anywhere near competitive to win this game at all. But yeah.
Okay, Darth.
I have breaking news. I am probably joining Click Bow with Devil Dog because my squad has way too many people on it. The one I'm on now, that squad. I still think it's going to be a blowout because I am completely rusty, and that's part of the reason why I'm joining a squad where I can play all the time. But yeah, it's going to be like 150. if if that other squad put up 134, it's gonna be like 150 to like probably 15 or less. It sucked, but I personally that's why I think we need like some type of mercy rule because it's gonna just be a waste of 30 minutes. And I understand we got to play the games. That's why I think we need a mercy rule because it's just gonna be a slaughter. And I think maybe 75 or 100, even 100 kill mercy rule would be good because that at least lets you get in most of the game. You get your stat pad in, but it's gonna be a brutal, no matter what. Like I know Draco's trying to look for something like positive, but there's nothing positive that's gonna come out of this one. It's gonna be just a rollover. You know how good not click Bugs is. They're very good. They pretty much wrecked a pretty good squad, the dead squad. So it's just gonna be bam, 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 and it sucks, but that's how it is with infantry.
All
That's
right.
my. But I'm gonna be joining. I'm gonna be joining Click Clack Pal. So maybe in the future when we get some chemistry and activity, maybe we'll be able to at least keep it close with matches like this. Like not close, but within 30 kills.
Well,
So hopefully in the future that happens.
you joining definitely helps the leadership department. You're at least very familiar with EC, even though you're rusty. Because Bax, even
Oh,
though
EC is my
he's
favorite map.
yeah, even though Bax has attempted to lead several squads for many seasons, he hasn't gotten any better as a leader.
Yeah.
So he definitely welcomes the help, and I'm sure he's appreciative of it because of all the people he's lost. But I do think this is going to be another stat pad against CCP. I think Bugs is really going to run away with this. Probably close to what you said. I
No,
don't think it's going to be 150, but I do think it's going to be like 110, 120 to 15 or 20. I will say with backs in the lineup, CCP will look a little bit better and more coherent than Noir leading. But even still, hopefully Llama can pick off some of those kills that backs hits snipes on. So let's move over to the next match, which is another CCP match, which is CCP versus Dead Squad at 11. I know CCP won the coin toss on this one, so maybe that's what Bax is referring to because I just re-looked through the captain's chat and Bugs did win the coin toss. So this is the one that Bax won in terms of side selection or deferring. So Mecca, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, it's going to be the same result. It will be fun to see Darth versus Manu and Ender leading, but I really don't think that it's going to be much a competitive match. I think that they might not get as many kills as Bugs, depending on how CCP leads, but it's going to be another bloodbath. Not much to say about it.
Okay, Draco.
Yeah, pretty much the same here. I don't know. It not doesn't look good. Looking for Dash and Dave to take MVP here, so probably gonna be another 100. Probably gonna be another 100 killed game, unfortunately, and then maybe 20, 25 kills for CCP.
I will say this is a great game for Dave to unrust because Dash and Dave was not looking too hot that last week. What are your thoughts on this match, Darth?
I know Manu and Big Bird's leadership probably better than anybody's, and Molo's because I played with them the most. So maybe I'm not. It's not saying we're going to be close or win, but maybe I can make them frustrated enough where they start doing some stupid things, and maybe we can get a few more kills. Maybe get like let's say 35 kills. So like they'll probably get like 75, 80.
Okay.
But we're definitely losing.
All right. Well, the last match of the night, yet another stat pad. We have American Eagle versus Bugs at 11:45. I know American Eagle won the coin toss on this one. So again, nothing's been said in Captain's chat as to like deferring or picking the side. Mecca, what are your thoughts on this one?
This one will be slightly more interesting to see if they can keep it under what, because at the end of the year it's going to come down to head for fifth and sixth place. So I would just like to see American Eagle do better than CCP, which I think they will. I think they're a little bit more organized. You saw it versus us last week. Mike C was solo north, and they were just camping DS, and they kept the score under 100. So I think they'll probably do the same to these guys. kind of the only interesting thing to see in this game.
I mean,
It's gonna be
even the
blowout.
opposite happened too, right? Like his team was camping outside the DS, and he was in the DS. He even got spec'd for it because he didn't leave it in time. But anyway,
He sure did. He sure did.
Draco, go ahead.
I think some of the American Eagles players are going to show up for this game, myself included. Not that's going to make a big impact, or we're going to win the game here, but I think that we can try to keep it under 100, maybe set up some plays here and there, and just make it fun and competitive as much as we can. But I feel like we'll probably get maybe like, I don't know, maybe like, hopefully we'll hit like 20 kills, maybe 25 to their maybe 90, 95.
Okay. Darth, what are your thoughts on the last match of the night?
If Mike G's squad beats Bax's squad with me leading, I will do some crazy ass video that somebody suggests, because there is no way Mike C can beat Darth in a leading match
Well, this
with
is
similar
Mike C
talent.
versus Bugs.
I know, I know, but I'm talking. You said something about later in the season goes head to
I
head.
said that.
Yeah, so this match is going to be the same as the other ones. It's going to be. I think American Eagle right now is definitely better than the CCP, even with me. But later in the season, it's going to be a little different. But I think, like Draco said, they're going to probably be able to keep it closer than the other stat pad games. Probably, I don't know, let's say 35 to 85.
35 to 85.
Obviously,
Ooh.
American Eagle is up.
I don't think American
Wow.
Eagle gets 35 kills. I think they.
Thank you,
giving him-
Darth,
I'm
for the
giving-
optimism.
I'm giving him the optimism. I'm
The
giving
plan-
Draco the
I'm feeding the optimism.
Draco's going to drop 15 of the 35 kills, too.
No,
So no pressure, Draco.
Jericho's
Just-
power is going to go out like
just-
Fostos did versus.
Just run in my bullets, please.
All right,
Exactly.
all right. Yeah, it's a stat pad game. I don't need to go over it. I will say the match of the week. I mean, by default, has got to be the first match, which
That's
is going to be
great.
Do versus CP. But other than that, we can go right to mailbag. I've got a few questions. Mecca, do you have any? Draco, do you have any?
Yeah, I got a
I
few.
do.
Okay. I'll start off with one, and then we can do. I'll do one. Mecca do one. Draco, you do one. How's that?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. So let's start with this one. How much of a difference do you think Bax would have made in the season opener? Would it have been a closer game?
I mean, yeah, but it wouldn't have mattered by how much closer it would have been.
Probably 10 more kills closer. Or
Yeah.
5 more kills closer.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something
yeah.
like 5
Okay.
to 10, yeah.
Yeah, that's
CCP
fair.
would have looked a little bit more competent, but it still would have been a blowout.
Okay. We're all in agreement on that. Go ahead with yours, Mecca.
Okay, this one's kind of targeted at Draco. He's got haters
Uh-oh.
already.
Oh, yeah.
Why was the panel so low on bugs? Match predictions were well off on the margin of victory, and one member of the panel even foolishly, these are his words, not mine, ranked them fourth. I will say that Draco did revise after Fausto joined.
I did.
But why were our predictions so low against Dead Squad? I can answer that first. I mean, it should have been lower. I don't think that's a problem with the commentators and USL Live guys. Dead Squad should have kept that game closer. I don't think we were completely wrong thinking that. I don't think anybody thought it was going to be as big of a blowout as it was. I don't know about you guys, but that's at least how I feel about that part.
Yeah,
I agree with Mecca 1,000%. As the prediction Viking that started this all, you literally can't control what the people do, but you can control what you see on the paper. And on paper, that should have been a much closer, better game. But they let it get out of control after the second half.
Yeah, I think.
Like I said,
100%.
because it was a little chaotic.
Yeah, I think we also all kind of expected a Manu type leadership too, even though it is Bird's squad. So obviously the Manu type leadership is camp and slow it down. And if one play doesn't work south, you go north and waste a little bit of time and reset. But that didn't happen. People kept going south because south is king. Draco. Draco, you got a chance to respond to your haters.
Listen, I'll eat my words here, but I just feel like that's why let me down here just a little bit. You know, I felt like if they had played a little less Valheim and practiced a little bit more, I think my prediction would have been a lot more closer. But like I said, hey, prove me wrong. If you're the best, you're the best. You're gonna beat every team in the league. Then go ahead, get rank 1. Beat out, do the do. If you're the best, prove it.
Fair enough.
Ooh, I like that.
All right. Draco,
Well,
let's
somebody said it best that Dead Squad would have been great in 2005.
We were good then.
all right, Draco, what's your question?
All right. Which player is the difference on each squad and why?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Should we go squad by squad?
Me
or
on Baxter Squad.
We
If
can
I
we
stay
can do.
active and I get some leadership, I can win some weak games.
All right, let's Mecca go through the list of each squad first. I'll do it second, Draco third, and Darth fourth.
All
All
right,
right.
pull up squad page. All right,
Yeah, I got
if Darth
too.
if Darth joins Click Talk Pow, it's going to be him because just giving them any sort of leader is going to make them look way more competent than they were first week. Getting Bax helps, yes, and Bax is probably going to be their top killer. But Bax doesn't lead. He doesn't want to lead. He'll quit leading at 15 minutes. So if you can get Darth in there and he can kind of whip them into shape, they have a chance to be American Eagle. And I think that's their goal for the season. So for CCP, I'll say Darth. For American Eagle, let me pull them up. Spark, Draco. I'm going to say Draco. The only reason I was considering Spark is because he was really on fire with demo on EC. He didn't get a lot of kills, but he definitely had a lot of hits on us this week. And I expect him to do that a lot through the season. But I think Draco's ceiling is just obviously better. Veteran Marine can actually probably carry versus CCP. But so yeah, I'm going to give the slight edge to Draco there. Care package. I'm not going to say Ninja because I really don't think he'll show. So I'm going to say Sabo because it really is going to depend on which Sabo shows up. Is it Deadliest Marine Sabo on Franco Tiradores? Is it Push In and Die Sabo on DS? Like, which Sabo is it? If it's a controlled aggression Sabo, he's definitely their best player and can carry them and has a chance to beat pretty much anybody in the league, or at least have a chance to if he plays really well. Dead Squad, I'll say Manu. I think Manu needs to be that calming presence, second leader. Clear the comms, let Bird main lead, let Manu shot call. Bird should listen to Manu on some plays. If Manu's like, hey, maybe we should go into mid, they should go into mid. I still think Bird should lead the squad, but I think Manu's secondary voice is very important. And you see it with all the top squads. That secondary voice is almost as important as the main leader.
I agree with you 1,000%, Mecca.
Yeah, because you need somebody to check the leader sometimes because, the leader's still in game. So they're not going to see everything. Even the best leaders, even like Saab, is always going to benefit from somebody like Eric or myself or Yosh in the past. Just call some stuff out that they don't see or help micromanage the team they're on, that kind of stuff. Because it's really hard to macro and micro. So that second voice in Manu is going to be huge. On bugs, I'll say... I want to say Kaga, but I think we know what you're going to get with Kaga. You're going to get the uber aggressive LMG, just kind of pushing everything. So I'm going to say Chompy. It really depends on what class and what style Chompy's playing. Because with the different maps this season, AT is absolutely dog shit on KR. So you're going to need to see Chompy on Ranger. One of the bugs games against on KR is against Do the Do. So Ranger's going to be less effective than it would be against, one of the lesser squads because just better squads know how to play around the classes a little bit better. So it would be interesting to see what Chompy does on KR. And that match is going to matter for standings and everything at the end of the season. So I'll go Chompy there. And then on Do the Do, I think the first reaction is to say Sov. Just because he's the lead, he's going to be side leading, the winningest player, all that kind of stuff. But I still think it's Pister because Pister still does the main leading, setting it up, and then also matchups, who he's going to play, who's playing medic, all that kind of stuff comes down to the captain, which could make or break Do the Do during the season and during the playoffs. So I'll go Pister for Do the Do.
Okay, I'll rifle through mine real quick. American Eagle, I've definitely got Draco. Secondary would be Cal. Bugs, I'm gonna go with probably Iso. Iso's probably going to be their most consistent killer if he shows up to every match. Again, he opened the fight against Dead Squad. Even though Dead Squad did a stupid push, he still capitalized on it. I look for him to be super aggressive, especially now that I don't think he really has to help shot call that much, so he could really just focus on killing. He's still going to obviously call focus fire, but he's going to be probably their main killer. For care package, I agree. It's whatever Sabo you get, but I might even go the same way with Danny, right? Because Danny's kind of the same way where he'll pop off one week and then shit the bed the other, especially if you have him on your fantasy team.
Who is Danny?
Samara.
Who's that?
That's
But is he new? Is he new to Infantry or like newer in the last 4 years? Because I've never heard of him.
He played, I want to say towards the tail end of SOE is when he started. I could be wrong
really?
on that. Yeah.
He didn't have a different alias?
I don't remember what his other alias was.
It's League's IRL friend. He came in like I think beginning
I
of
remember him.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
For CCP, I agree. It's going to be Darth. Once he actually joins. Before Darth, I would have said Llama because he was by far their best looking player in that stat pad match. For Dead Squad, I want to say Pandy, obvious for what the reason you gave for Sabotage, but I'm gonna say Bird, because it really like you said about Pisser, it really falls down to that leading, and if he consistently gets stubborn like what we saw last season against season 27, or even this last week, continuing to go south when it's not working, or East Pig when it's not working. If he continues to do that, it's just not going to be a fun season for these guys. So, hopefully like he listens to his side leader in Manu and takes that advice and buckles down. And for Do the Do, I know you said Pister. I'm just going to go with the default Sov because he's going to be in the lineup. Everybody else is kind of revolving door for the most part. But he's going to be, aside from Pister, Iron, probably yourself, Mecca, everybody else is kind of rotation. He's going to be your main killer and side leader. So, Draco, who you got?
For Bugs, I have Iso. I mean, he's just, I think he is the god of breaking open battles. I think he's like the example was his last match, just great law snipes, opens up the battles, creates opportunities for his squad. So I pick Iso for Bugs. American Eagle, I want to say it's going to be Spark here for me. I think this is his opportunity to really shine here and really provide that balance to the team and really be the tactical and just get those hits that we need, and then we can follow up and get those kills. So I think he's going to have to play that critical role. He's going to have to step up here. I think if he finds success, I think we'll find some success as well. For Do the Do, man, this is tough, but I'm gonna have to go with the MVP Colossal here. I'm going 15-0, but like I said, I'm a big fan of Jeff. I don't know if he gets talked, as far as MVP or anything like that, but I really feel like his play is really solid, so I like Jeff here. For Dead Squad, man, this is one of those ones that's really tough. I like Ender. I think he's that guy that they really need to step up when they need to get those kills and break open battles for them and get them going on the right direction. So I really think Ender is that player. Yeah. And then for CCP, I'm a Llama fanboy, so I'm going to have to go with Llama here. I mean, he had some really great plays in the last squad battle, and I really feel like if he continues to do this, he can definitely get picked up by a higher tier squad. But yeah, I really feel like he's the impact player. He needs to follow up after back snipes. He really needs to step up, and I think he's the player to do it. I think he wants to be competitive, and he wants to grow, he wants to be better. So I think he's the big impact player for that squad. And then for care package, I'm gonna have to say Exodus here. I think he's just gonna have to be that player for them. I think he's right there. He's ready ready to go. I think he wants to step up, and I think he's going to be one of the best players on the team. So those are my picks.
Okay, Darth.
All right, you got to work with me because I don't really know the people's aliases, even though I know everybody pretty much. But for American Eagle, I think it's a tie between Smackrock and Tract. I think if those two can stick together and play well together, they can be the difference between like beating us, like my new squad with backs, and losing. Because Cracks, I've seen him play amazing, and Smackrock, as we talked about earlier, great healer. So if he can keep Cracks alive and Draco alive too, because Draco's a very good player too. You're on them, right? What's your name on there? I'll see you.
Fallujah.
Okay. So I think if you can get on the game and not have an internet go out with Tracks and stick with Smackrock, you guys can really do some damage together. You're all very talented. You're all very experienced, and you know how to work it. But I think I think more is it's Tracks with Smackrock working together as medic on that American Eagle. Um, Bugs, hold on. Bugs is gonna be. Who did I? I was looking at. I was looking at. Ernie. Ernie. If Ernie can play how Ernie plays when he's at his best, which he usually does, but sometimes I've seen him slack off a little bit or not show up. But I think overall, Ernie, if he plays how he plays, that he's the key to success there. They have so many players though. Like, how are you gonna say, oh, like this one or that one? Because they always play well. So I think you got to look for somebody that might not play well all the time or might not show up all the time. I don't know how he's recently, but I just remember in the past. I can only go by what I remember right now. My squad is definitely me. Click Clack Pow is going to be me. If I can figure out a way to minimize the damage, maybe we could keep games closer than 100 and something to 30. But backs is also going to be a major factor, and not even his skill backs. It's going to be backs not getting himself banned. Do we even know why he was banned week one? I asked and nobody would tell me.
It's carryover from last season. There's
Oh,
a
last
bunch
season?
of different
Okay.
information floating around. We'll just ignore that.
Well, if he can stop getting himself banned and stop being so controversial, which if you're gonna do it, you gotta have some charm like I did, because I was constantly banned, but they would let me play in USL. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I'd be banned on Infantry, but they'd let me play in USL at least. So he's gotta have at least a little bit of charm if he's gonna be a dickhead. But yeah, it's gonna be me, and if I can figure out a way to lead us and keep it close. Care package, I honestly think it's gonna be Apollo. They just recruited him. He's a solid player. Do we know if he's going to play medic or marine here? Because it looks like they're lacking a med.
We're I think
Med.
Mecca and I are both in agreement that we think he's gonna med. Especially
I
with the
do
loss of
too. It looks
Abbott.
like it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that. And as somebody who recruited Apollo as a medic from Bug Hunt back in season 3, Apollo is an amazing medic. Serial effects, my boy. Um, that guy recruited you too from No Man's Land, if you remember. But
You remember?
well, actually, it was Scorpo 08. It wasn't me. But Apollo is an amazing medic. I think he's the key. If he can play medic, he can actually make them one of the best squads if he plays at his level that I've seen him play as medic. I don't know how rusty he is at medic, or if negative zero steps in, he's the best medic I've ever seen. So
He shits
let's go
wins,
there.
dude.
But I don't think he's gonna play much. And then dead squad. Okay, I know you guys are saying like let Manu co-lead. But so Manu is the player that's most important in my opinion. I do agree with Draco though. Molo won SCA championship in season 14 and lost us a championship in season 15 in regular Sony. But it's gonna be Manu. When I played with Manu on his squads, me and him co-led, but he was actually the main leader, and I was the secondary leader, like Bird, like Apollo was, like not Apollo, like Mecca was talking about. When Manu has somebody he can bounce stuff off of, he's like one of the best leaders I've ever seen, including like myself and Drift and everybody. But he needs that second leader, and it actually made me better because I was able to just focus on positioning and stuff during the battle while he figured out what the location was. And I think with Bird can do, like, if Manu took the role he did on the squad I played with him, and then Bird takes the role I was doing of like secondary leading with position, because Bird is very good on knowing position. But sometimes, like we saw, if I don't remember, was it Bird leading? I think he was. But sometimes Bird can get in that thing where, like, and I did it too. Like going south, going south, going south, then it becomes chaotic. That happened to me. Manu isn't like that. Manu's very calm and collective. So I think if Manu main leads and Bird co-leads like they did with me, like I did with Manu, I think that's what could potentially beat Bugs later in the season. With Molo, if Molo gets to his peak again, and David's pretty good, pretty damn good, but Molo is amazing. But I think it all falls on Manu. Well, and then Pandy too. If Pandy takes it seriously, Pandy's one of the best players in the game. But I'm one of the few players that can actually get him to take it seriously, so it's kind of hard.
All right, Darth.
And then,
Rifle through for me. One
sorry,
player each
do
team.
the do is gonna. Okay, my bad. Do the do. Uh, Solve, because he leads. Boom, bam, we're done.
Perfect. All right.
That's it.
All right. So my next question will be, which squad is more stacked? Do the do or Bugs? Mecca?
I think it's pretty clearly do the do at this point. Getting people who would start or be huge impact players on other squads to just maybe bench this season, I think you can't really argue. Like when you look at Bugs' bench, it's still decent, but it's not like top end starters. When you look at do the do's bench, these guys could start for the first or second place spot. So I think it's definitely do the do.
Yeah, I agree. Draco?
Yeah, 100% do the do. Yeah, just a lot of top end talent. Yeah.
Agreed. You don't even need to ask. It's just it's do the do.
All right. Mecca, what's your next question?
I only have one more, and it was to ask Darth how much Bax paid him to join the squad.
All right, Darth?
I'm thinking about forcing him to pay me because I told you earlier before the thing, my life is terrible and I'm broke. So maybe I should get some money for
You're
it.
asking for the wrong person. Bax doesn't pay out his debts
No.
whatsoever.
He is
Oh, no.
notorious for not.
Yeah,
Yes, I know.
But if he doesn't pay out his debts, you know where he lives. He just lives across the water in Jersey, so go pay him
Oh, he's
a
in
visit.
Jersey now? He was in Long Island for a while. He wouldn't fight me in real life, though.
Draco, what's your next question?
All right. Do meme classes belong in USL? It seems as if they're a crutch for a lot of players. If AT and Ranger didn't exist, both Eric and Chompy would still be getting farmed on Sparta together. Without AT and LMG, Sav and Kaga would have to go back to medding. Which players fall off the hardest in terms of combat ability if they had to play Marine?
I mean, I'll start off. Did you not see OFB versus Birds? I was Marine that whole game.
Yeah.
And
Eric was Marine in the biggest upset in USL history.
Yeah, so I think Chompy falls off pretty hard because I saw him Marine on Sparta. I love Chompy, but I just still looking at the positioning that he takes in fights when he's not AT is even when he's AT is kind of suspect. I think Kaga's still a good Marine, but in comparison to his LMG, I think he falls off pretty hard. I know this was a discussion last season too. I think it was a very similar question, more geared towards the LMG aspect, not like all the support classes. So that's all I got.
It's Kaga.
What do you got, Mecca?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think you'd see. I don't think obviously Chompy would figure out Marine, Kaga would figure out Marine, but it would definitely nerf him at first. It would take some time getting used to it. But yeah, Eric's Marine before. Sov has multiple championships as Marine. So it's not really a thing with Sov is just a good player. But I don't think you'd see that much nerf. I think the meme classes are more like it gives USL flavor. I love them because I hate playing Marine during the week. I just find it so boring. I've played fucking like 50 seasons of USL. I don't want to just fucking Marine every week. I'll play it on Sunday, but I really don't want to play it during the week. It's just kind of useless. So that's my point on it.
No, I agree.
And Mecca, you know for a fact SE started that shit of not using all Marines, and you used to love playing with us for that reason back in the day. We used to let people play whatever class they wanted. Ripper, we were one of the few people who use Ripper. But no, it's Sov. It's Sov. Like, yeah, not Sov. It's like Kaga. But like Mecca said, Kaga would figure out Marines. So whoever, I don't know who plays what now, so whatever, but Kaga would at the first be nerfed, but Kaga could play Marine if he wants. He's good enough. But I think he would be nerfed the most statistically at first for
Okay.
like the first few weeks.
All right. My next question is, when will Eric stop saying fuck Fausto? And do you think Eric really hates Fausto? Never and yes. Fuck that
Yeah.
guy.
Yes.
Never and yes, agreed.
Yeah, never a yes.
I hate Fausto because he stole win from me on free infantry originally. So fuck that guy too.
Yeah, I love to hear it. I love it. Mecca, you didn't have any more, right? Or you got one more?
No, that's all I had.
Draco, you got any more?
I have one last one. Will Splitta bench for Kevin or Colossal?
Ooh.
It would be stupid.
I have a
Benching Splitta is stupid. What is the best?
how much did he pay you to say that?
Nothing. I love Splitta. I legitimately love. Me and Splitta played. We hated each other, and then we played on the squad together. He's a great fucking guy, but he's like so good. I would never bench him. I don't care how bad he is now. He has it in him. So no, don't bench Splitta.
That kind of coincides with one of my questions, but I don't think Splitta benches for Kevin per se. So I'll lead into my next question then, since you don't have any more, right, Draco? We'll kind of pair it off with that then. Assuming the entire roster shows, who are the starting 8 for Do the Do? Does Pister stay loyal to longtime friends in G and Kevin, or do they get benched to have a better shot at winning? Mecca.
From what I've heard, it's gonna rely on activity and performance during the week. So whoever's not playing well that week or whoever's not AFK will probably start. As far as playoff goes, I really don't know. Does Pistol stay loyal to Kevin and Splitta?
I was in this exact position, so I understand this.
I really don't know. I mean, Eric and Jeff are both super good and have been proven playoff players, so it's gonna be a very interesting time. Like I said, I don't know personally. I don't make any captain's decisions. What's gonna go on, but I mean, I can't say I would be shocked if one of them got benched in the playoffs. I don't know which one or for who, but I think it's in the realm of possibilities.
Yeah, and I think I don't know how frequently SV plans on meting, but that opens up a Marine slot that would be in question too, right? I think throughout the season, I think that it's going to be based off activity and who shows. Like, I know I'm missing like 2 weeks, and there's a lot of times I just go to fucking bed early, so I don't show up to scrim, whatever. But I think playoffs, I think he's going to play his best players. Draco, you got anything to add to that?
You do what you have to do to win.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
Wait, let me say this. Pister, please don't make the same fucking mistake I did and be forced by the better players in your squad to play people you don't feel comfortable playing, aka lethal, and you know me. When Chaos and Herc forced me to play them because I wanted them to play the fucking people you know are gonna play for you, like Pliskin and Mouse. So fucking play the people you know are gonna play for you.
Where's Rom? There's Pliskin talk. Where's Rom?
Oh my God! Please
Pliskin,
no.
I could get Pliskin back next season. I'll get him
boy.
back. Maybe even
Rom's ears are burning right now. He's so excited. All right. Let me see here. Now that Drift and Darth came back, will they stand a chance against the current free infantry leaders, such as, I'm assuming, like Fausto, Sov, Bird, Leak? I guess. I think.
Is that even a fucking real question?
That is a real question.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. You're a little rusty. I know you'll be fine on EC and KR, but you haven't seen Urban Decay yet. So
This
It's gonna be
season,
tough.
no. This
it
season,
takes a few
no.
seasons. It'll take a few seasons for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Draco, you got any input on
I don't
that?
think nobody's gonna touch Saab. No matter what, but.
I think a lot of the leading concepts are pretty much the same, regardless of like which map is played on. It's just like experience on the map. So like over time, like I feel like Darth or Drift, on those new maps, I think they'll, adapt well to that. I'm just excited to see these guys lead again. I'm really pumped for that.
I will say that the topic of having a strong co-leader comes into play in this aspect too, because Drift and Darth just by themselves, if we're looking solely just everybody micromanaging every single thing, I agree with what Mecca just said. Sov micromanages everybody half the time, more than half the time, so that's fine, but nobody else can really do that. Versus if you get a strong secondary leader, I think Drift and Darth can. It won't
but
take
that's why
multiple seasons, right? It'll come pretty quick, especially if they get somebody that's been playing this entire time that knows all the new matches and like all the new classes and all the new rules, etc. I think they bounce back pretty quick. Not their skill, but definitely the leadership aspect of it.
Bro, what skill have I ever fucking had? I'm garbage.
You said it, not me.
No. But no, but like leading wise, if you're only gonna be yourself, there's very few people who can lead by themselves. I guess Saab is one of them. But the one season, me and Manu beat Saab in the final. So he could be beat. Everybody could be beat. I could be beat. Drift has been beat. We've all been beat. But I think people like me and Drift we've been through different generations. It's not like we were only good during this part of infantry or that part. Me and Drift have been good throughout the entirety of infantry and won championships in multiple generations. So yeah, it's gonna take a season or two or three maybe. It's gonna come back to us. It always does. And we'll figure out whatever map you put in front of us. Especially Drift. I consider him the best leader of all time. So I hate to say that, but yeah.
Fair enough.
That's my last thought about that.
And then my final question. I mean, we saw it. He never crossed baselines once. I'm proud of him. But was CT's over/under predictions for crossing baselines close to what you expected after his performance versus care package? It wasn't even close, again, because we expected him to actually cross several times. He actually didn't a single time. I think that anybody else got... Yeah. All right.
No.
That does it for Week 2 prediction and Week 1 review of USL Live Season 54. I'd like to thank Mecca, Draco, and Darth, the Prediction Viking, for his return and joining us on tonight's show. So, peace out.
I will do this every week with you guys if you let me. I love this.